As Microvision is marching into May with a steady bullish step right in line with the current uptrend line, its microcap minions are hopeful of reaching 72 in the next 2 weeks to try exiting this range to avoid further neutral to bearish movement into the second half of the year and getting weighed down by the longer-term downtrend. Part of the reason the microcap crowd is having a bullish vision, with buyers stepping in through the 70s with volume well over 5 million, has to do with Microvision's live demonstration of its Tri-LiDAR architecture at ACT Expo, integrating MVIS short-range and Halo long-range LiDAR into a unified, real-time perception system, resulting in 360-degree coverage using multiple sensors and software to fuse data into a high-fidelity point cloud for accurate object detection and tracking. This moderate catalyst potential gains extra weight in the eyes of Microvision watchers because the system highlights improved performance, scalability, and cost efficiency, which helps validate the value of its Luminar asset acquisition and advancing real-world deployment of its LiDAR. Over in Greenland, the mining crowd keeps its green gaze on critical metals, since it received approval from the government of Greenland to acquire a 70% stake in 60 Degrees North APS, a Greenlandic construction, exploration, logistics, and project development company, which would be a key step toward completing the deal announced in March. The acquisition strengthens its operational presence, logistics access, and infrastructure in Greenland, supporting faster development of the Tanbreeze rare earth project. With closing expected soon, the move advances the company's strategy to build a secure, Western-aligned critical minerals supply chain. This explains why there's increasing optimism. Price can stay in double-digit territory, even if the established downtrend line isn't surpassed before June to try flying through 15, which would likely need at least 2 days of volume, at least above 30 million to be surpassed, similar to April 17th and 27th. Pointing up to Pinterest pricking at bearish sentiment with a thorn or two after a $1 billion investment from Elliott and a $3.5 billion buyback plan alongside strong Q1 2026 results, where revenue rose 18% to about $1.01 billion, while earnings beat expectations and users hit a record 631 million. Upbeat Q2 guidance and AI-driven advertising improvements boosted sentiment too, though concerns remain about profitability, rising costs, and competition. So if price can't pounce back to poke at the mid-20s some more in the next 3 to 5 weeks, it'll soon be test time for support centering on 20 and whether the ongoing rebound since February can be maintained on its current course. Meanwhile, DGXX is powering back towards last year's peak. Explosive energy over the past few weeks comes from it signing a long-term agreement with Cerebras Systems to build a 40-megawatt AI data center campus in Alabama, with an initial value of $1.1 billion and potential to reach $2.5 billion plus expansion. The project, launching revenue in late 2026, is largely being viewed as a core pillar in strengthening its position in AI infrastructure, supporting scalable growth, and signals strong demand for high-performance data center capacity, leading to the opinion that price can likely keep up the moderate to steep incline into the second half of the year, even if it can't fly through the $5 threshold immediately. Falling under 400 now, FedEx fans are a little under the weather as the transport sector at large is also under pressure from tariff-related impacts, but relief is emerging after a U.S. Supreme Court ruling invalidated certain import levies. A new government portal allows businesses to reclaim costs, with companies like FedEx, UPS, and DHL planning to pass refunds back to customers. While only businesses can claim reimbursements, the move could ease costs previously passed on to consumers, signaling potential recovery and improved pricing ahead. Oh yeah, and Amazon launched supply chain services, opening its logistics network to all businesses and triggering a sharp sell-off in transportation stocks. Though this could have been an overreaction because the offering largely expands existing capabilities and targets price-sensitive customers rather than directly disrupting higher-service logistics providers. So let's see if the market will build on that point to at least hold price flat over 350 in the next 3 to 4 weeks and away from an accelerated extension down to 300 to continue the overall long-term uptrend. in which case the 380 to 405 range presents substantial resistance into the second half of the year. As you can imagine, these sector-wide effects have impacted UPS too, with difficulty staying over 100 placing extra emphasis on holding the low 90s now. For more on UPS, please check out the video on it from April 28th. It's still quite relevant. This way, we can also save time and check up on ServiceNow, which expanded its partnership with FedEx to integrate FedEx DataWorks Logistics Intelligence into ServiceNow's AI-driven procurement workflows. Using data from FedEx's global network, the collaboration will deliver real-time supply chain insights through tools like Supplier Insights, Visibility, and Success Indicators, helping to improve supplier management and automatically respond to disruptions within existing enterprise platforms. ServiceNow is also collaborating with NVIDIA on Project Arc, a desktop-based AI agent similar to OpenClaw that can run tasks locally with access to on-device data. To address security risks, NVIDIA's OpenShell provides a sandboxed environment that safely executes agents. Alongside this, ServiceNow is expanding AI governance through integrations with partners like Microsoft, enhancing visibility, control, and automation across enterprise AI systems, while enabling secure, scalable deployment of AI agents within everyday workflows, resulting in this stock now getting a new lease on life to stave off a further continuation below the 80s and attempt clearing strong resistance around 100 and the larger decline by June. Lastly, Lucid is under pressure again after a brief pause due to short-term overselling, mainly due to heavy losses, cash burn, and dilution concerns that outweigh optimism from partnerships with Uber and Hertz. Q1 results missed expectations with over $1 billion in losses and weak revenue, despite rising production and deliveries. New funding boosted liquidity, but challenges like supplier issues and scaling production persist. While some investors expect a short squeeze and growth from future models and robotaxi deals, skepticism remains about Lucid's path to profitability, leading to a continued neutral to bearish outlook even if price were to somehow rocket for $9 and surpass the latest downtrend line. Because if another surge of selling like last month returns, the 570s could be breached even with volume lower at around 20 million.